guys, welcome to RD Custom Diecast, and we have another wheel swap Wednesday coming at you, and we're going to be working on this 73 BMW 3.0 CSL race car, and I think this can be a good candidate for a wheel swap here. That'll be pretty easy. We'll probably do a little bit of detail work on this also, not a whole lot. I like to go ahead and do that. I'm going to have it apart anyway, so we'll do some minor detail work. It's not going to be a full-blown custom, mainly a wheel swap, and we'll go ahead and get into it. Get these posts drilled out real quick, and that way we can get into this casting and see exactly what we're working with. Guys, if it's your first time joining us, thanks for being here, and if you're coming back, certainly appreciate you coming back. Alright, let's see what we got here. Got the little minor work on the interior. Now this windshield, it has the grill built into that one casted piece right there. And we'll do something with that grill area for sure. The tint doesn't look bad, but we're definitely going to have to change it up. And go ahead and get these posts tapped out. That way we're not dealing with it at the end. Always like to go ahead and get that knocked out. That way at the end we'll not have to do that at the last minute. So let's go ahead and get this tapped out here. And we're going to be using 256 screws on this. Alright. Alright, now at this point we can go ahead and proceed with our wheel swap, and we'll get these axles popped right out here with these bent tweezers here. I really like these tweezers. They pop those axles out really easy. Yeah, if you got a metal base, that's a different story, or older Hot Wheel, but it works great on these plastic bases. Probably going to do a little bit of work on this base itself, and probably just do the exhaust right there. And we're going to put these Samed wheels. We went ahead and selected the black Sameds 10mm, and they have a red trim ring. So the black and the red going in on that yellow, red, and black car, I think it's going to look great. Alright, let's go ahead and spread these tabs apart just a little bit. It'll help us get that axle back in there. And we'll bend these tabs back over, and you could put it in the display like that. But I really recommend you go ahead and glue these in place. And we'll throw it on the precision axle alignment jig and get it glued down. These axles are almost exactly the same size as what come out of here. So I think we're going to be okay just going back with this. We'll test fit everything, and if there's any discrepancies, we'll go ahead and throw a new axle in if we have to, front or rear or both. But I think it's going to work. Yeah, these are almost a perfect match here, so I think we're going to be good. Get that popped in place, and we'll get it on this axle alignment jig. Pretty quick work, and we'll line those axles up and wheels up side to side as close as we can, and then we'll throw some glue on it. So let me get this tensioning band. It's just rubber band, guys. And you can always go with a thinner rubber band. Sometimes that'll help, guys. So sometimes the ones we send are a little thick. They're kind of universal, depends on what you're working on. But you can always go to a thinner one, and this probably could have benefited from a little bit thinner rubber band on this one, but I'm not going to grab it. This will work just fine. Just have to get everything just adjusted just right and spaced out. And let's throw some glue on this. After we get this glued up, we'll throw some Insta-Set accelerator. That will set up, and we'll go ahead and pull it right off the jig. It's going to be ready to go pretty quick. And at that point, we're really going to be able just to throw this back together and call it a wheel swap if you want. But we're going to go ahead and do some minor detail work to this, and then we'll put it back together and take a look at it. So far so good. Let's get this Insta set on here. And I just dab a little bit on that tube. I don't like to spray it because overspray on this particular bottle, I really don't like it. So it's up to you. It's not going to hurt anything, but it's kind of oily, and I just prefer not to deal with it. And that little tube, just dabbing it in and dripping it, works perfect. And we'll take it right off, and you can see everything's ready to go. All the wheels are loose. And I've decided we're going to go ahead and cut the steering wheel out. The pancake steering wheel has to go. And I think we're going to go with this one right here, guys. And I'm going to go ahead and get it glued up in here. Be nice to have a third hand. I could have got my little third hand little clamp tool, and it would have helped out, but I didn't have it handy, so I just slid it against that casting, and that held it in place for me to glue up that steering wheel. So we're good to go here. We just got to get the steering wheel painted. We'll paint it yellow. Inside the steering wheel will be chrome, and we'll do a little bit of interior work on this. Not a whole lot. We're not going to go overboard. I like the black interior, so most of it's going to be black. We're just going to do some touch-up details. And here I've got the Molotov. It's actually a chrome pen that I emptied out and I put in this jar, and I keep a chrome pen handy as well. But I utilize this when I want to go ahead and use a brush to apply it. And it comes in handy to go ahead and have a spare one of these pens handy. Break it open. If you got a glass jar, you can put it in and use it and just paint your chrome on. It works great. You can get a little bit tighter areas with a really thin brush too, so compared to some of the tips that you get with the Molotov pens. And they do come in a heavy, a medium, and a fine. We'll do a little bit of detail work here. I'm not going to make y'all watch it all because this is a wheel swap, but we'll get some of this done real quick, and you can kind of see the direction we're going on this. Now, I really was tempted to go ahead and recast that window and everything, but since it has a grill molded into that, I didn't think my vacuum forming tool would do that great of a job on the front grill area. So I opted to go ahead and keep it, the tinted windows, and we'll be painting the grill. And we'll paint the headlights as well. I think it'll look good. We'll do the tail lights on this. Like I say, I'm not going to make y'all watch every single step of this. But some of these little small areas, they are very tedious and it takes a lot of time. To me, it's pretty therapeutic. I like to come in here and just paint on these castings, and to me, it's pretty relaxing. And if I can hang on to it there, maybe I can get the rest of this paint applied. Always flip it over and go ahead and try to get to the other side of the steering wheel and the steering column. Some people think that that's a little more effort than it needs to have done to it, but hey, that's something I like to go ahead and make sure it's done. For most of my interior, I just use this test orders. I'll use the enamel. You can use the acrylic if you want. I like the enamel for the interior. I think it adheres a lot better to this smooth plastic, and works a little bit better, I think, when you apply the paints. And that's just personal preference. Look at that steering wheel itself painted. Like I say, the inside of that steering wheel's chromed out, so we just wanted to accent the outside steering wheel itself. with the color of the car. I think that looks really sharp like that. Definitely makes it stand out a little bit. And guys, you can paint this any color you want. If you want to paint on black, whatever you want to do. I don't have a website up before long. We're working on it. The last couple weeks we've been working on it. We're almost done with it. And we'll have some of the stuff like our nitrous tanks and our steering wheels, maybe some turbos and some engines. So if you're interested in any of that, I've got a lot of people that's reached out. So I went ahead and decided to put up a store for that. I was not going to do that, but we went ahead and opted to go ahead and do that since there's so much interest in it. And we're going to have limited runs on these guys. I don't want to take away from my hobby here. I don't want to get to a full-blown business here. Putting all this stuff out. I'll help as many people as I can. I'll have as much as I can on the website. So y'all stay tuned and look for that. And once we get everything up and running, I'll make an announcement and we'll put a link in the description. That way you can find it. If you got any paint that gets in something you don't mean for it to get into, I keep a little bit of acetone handy, and those little micro Q-tips there get at the hobby shop. Just dab a little acetone, and you pretty much can wipe the overflow of the paint if you get something on the interior you didn't want to get. Pretty much, this is gonna be a small interior job. We're not going to go ahead and put a shifter in. We did put the steering wheel in, so some people say it's a little more intense, but we're not doing a lot of painting on the seats or anything. There's a couple of areas that we still probably have paint on the inside here just to make it look a little bit better, and we're probably going to call it good on the interior. And this spare tire that's in the interior, we're going to try to go ahead and put a red ring around it, like is trim ring that's on the wheels, Sam-Ed wheels that we put on the base just a minute ago. We're just going to try to make it mimic those. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be close. These little details, they take a little bit of time, guys, but if you really want your customs to stand out, I recommend doing it. And to me, it's just kind of a pride thing. I like doing it, so I go ahead and do it regardless, whether I'm making a custom for me or if I'm making a custom for someone else. And I know most of these little interior details you're not going to be able to see. Hey, but if you want to take your casting apart, you can take a look at it, and that's what I like. I like to send somebody, if I'm making something for somebody, if they take it apart, they say, hey, that's pretty cool. I didn't know they took the time to do this, this, and this. We had a little bit that went where I didn't want it to go to, but like I say, it will clean up pretty easy here. And it's not that bad where it was, so you could have left it. I could have left it like it was and went ahead and proceeded. But me knowing that it wasn't exactly right, it would have irritated me. So I'll make just a little bit of a center cap on there with that chrome Molotov paint. That way it kind of mimics the axles, this chrome axle area, or the silver looking chrome axle area that comes out the tires on the regular wheels. So Again, a touch that you don't have to do, really unnecessary, but hey, it's something I like, and we're gonna do it. We'll come out the little discs that protrude out the trunk area there. The black would have been fine, but hey, that chrome will accent it pretty nice, I think. And we're getting close on this, guys. I've just spent a little bit more time on that spare tire. I know it's probably, a lot of people think it's ridiculous, but hey, it's gonna look good. And that's where we're at this point on the interior. So I think that looks good. We still need to do something with this grill here, and we'll definitely do the tail lights and everything. We'll probably smoke through most of this where you don't have to watch every bit of this. What I am going to do here is I'm going to fill with this Molotov chrome the whole area, even the headlights, and I'll come back with the white paint and touch up those headlights individually. But the spots are so tight around those headlights, it's faster just to do it this way. Let it dry, go back with the white, and just accent those headlights, and it'll turn out a lot better. Alright, let's get this exhaust done. Hey guys, if y'all haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Make sure you like, share, comment down below. Let me know what you think about this wheel swap. So I try to respond to everybody that replies. I do my best I can. If I don't get it the same day, I try to get it within the 1 to 2 days of your post. And we pretty much got everything there. I think we're ready to go back together at this point. Not everything's 100% dry. All the paint's dry, guys, except the chrome. That chrome takes a long time to dry. It's best just let the set assemble it the next day. But for sake of the video, trying to get it done, and I've got some other projects I've got to get done, we're going to go ahead and put this together. We're just going to be careful and make sure we don't touch any of the chrome. Because that chrome, even if it is dry where it's not going to get on your fingers and stuff, it will dull it and it'll kind of haze over. So you definitely want it to cure before you handle it too much. And this Molotov tape, I would say the next day you're probably okay, but if you could give it 2 days, even better. It is some slow drying ink. And we'll throw the screws in here, get it together, show you this. Let's go ahead and show you before, and we'll throw it on the rotisserie and get it some images of it after the fact. And let me know what you think, guys. Okay, here we go. This is before. This is the mainline 73 BMW, and that's how she looked before we started working on it. And now that we got everything done, this is how she looks. Went ahead and got the chrome grille, headlights, tail lights. I got the interior done, and look at those Sam wheels. Don't those look great, guys? I think they really complement with that red trim ring with the black rims. Look really good on here, guys. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Appreciate y'all visiting, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next episode. Y'all be sure to subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell. Have a great day, guys.